Hey, our people, Africans, Asians, Americans, wherever you come from, Caribbeans, we are here to welcome you to our channel. Today, we are going to talk about dvlottery list of documents which you need in dvlottery. I'm Aaron and
Mwanje Robert.
so Mwanje Robert, can you introduce our topic and we start on it?
Yeah, today we are going to talk about the list of the documents that you need after being selected. After you get the first notification letter, that's the first Rotary picking you. When they pick you, what do you need? Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, I like the way you introduced this topic, like after receiving your first notification. Because this list of documents, when somebody approaches me and asks me what do I need, I tell him, wait until you're selected. Because once you're selected, there is a list of documents which are presented to you. Those who don't know the dvlottery is...
Yeah, the dvlottery, this is a lottery given to the American government gave a chance for countries which have a low immigration rate, so where people are not migrating into America, so they gave them a chance.
So
they are selecting 50,000 people every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
To add on that, this process of being selected or applying, you apply from October and November, around 4-5 of October to around 8 and 9 of November. So without wasting a lot of time, let's go to the list of documents which you guys need. You might be there also, you want to apply, but you would like to know what are the list of documents. First of all, let's talk about the requirements. However much there's a list of documents, but there's a requirement which might make you fail to get the visa, however much you have been selected, like education requirements. What do you talk about this?
Yeah, the minimum, actually they just want the minimum, and the minimum is the high school diploma.
High school diploma level of education.
High school diploma. Many African countries, we don't call it that way. It's just a high school certificate, or in countries, for example, where I come from, Uganda, we call it USCE, Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education.
Yeah. And don't forget, secondary.
That is for secondary, yes.
Of education.
After completing your secondary level, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a degree, no.
Okay.
That's all you need to have.
And I believe, how many years of high school do they talk about?
When you look at it, it is 12 years.
12 years. But
yes.
For America, they have 12 years, but for our country, they have like 14, 16 years of high school. And that's what qualifies us.
Yeah. As long as you have high school certificate, you're good. Yeah, first of all, like I said, we need you to have completed your high school. Number one, first have a high school certificate. You have to have a birth certificate from the country you were born in. You need to have a police clearance, a certificate that shows that you don't have any criminal record in your country, and every country you have lived in for 6 months and more. Si yona gy'obaddemu okumala emyezi 6 n'okweyongera, you have to get a certificate, a police certificate that you did not commit any crime in that country. You also need a marriage certificate. That is if you're married. If you're not married, you don't need this.
Yeah, for marriage certificate, they need that certificate, which is URSB, official from the government. URSB of Uganda, URSB of Kenya, URSB of wherever you come from, West Africa, you need that official.
Actually, for our case, it's changed. The URSB transferred it to NIRA. So
Okay.
right now, NIRA is the one in charge of producing those marriage certificates and birth certificates. The birth certificate, it has to be from NIRA. For those who are in Uganda, it has to be from NIRA. It cannot be from your local council. It cannot be from a hospital. No, it has to be from NIRA.
And whatever document we are talking about, this applies to all your derivatives, your accompanying members.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to know that. And the number one document where they will put your visa is your passport.
Exactly.
Don't forget that.
Yeah.
And in addition to your passport, there is something called passport photo. The passport photo. Talk about the passport photo.
This is mainly important when you're applying. You have to take the right size for you. When you go to a studio, you go and tell them, I want a passport photo for American size.
Yeah.
You tell them American size. For them, they know what to do.
Yeah.
They will give you a soft copy and a hard copy.
The measurements can be 100, 200, 1,200 by 1,200. It can be 600 by 600. But you have to make sure you are in the middle, looking right into the camera and looking pretty, and you don't have anything on your face. For example, necklace, heart. They don't like that. Mostly, especially, you need to have a white background.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your ears have to be out. They have to be seen while you're facing the camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a proper passport size photo. Look straight in the camera. Don't have black background. Don't have a bra image. By that I mean where the coloring is not good, the lighting is not good, you know. Yeah. Yes.
Let's talk about the passport. Nowadays, for East Africa, we have an East African passport. Why do they need a passport in particular? Tell us about that.
Of course, it's a travel document. Where are they going to put your visa? You know, when they give you a visa, they are supposed to put it in what? In your passport. Every port of entry, you're going to show the passport. And the other thing we had not talked about was the vaccination card. You have to be immunized, vaccinated of COVID, vaccinated of MMR, all the vaccinations that you need. They will tell you when you're selected, when you get your second notification letter. We shall talk about that.
I know somebody is there asking which kind of vaccination. We're gonna make a video about the vaccination, separate video.
Yes.
And in addition to that, let's talk about how some people, they say, since I was young, when I was born, I was baby, I don't know where my mom put my vaccination card. Just go to any hospital in the area where you are born and get it. Yeah. Is there any document we have missed?
I think those are the ones. But if it depends. If you served in the military, you have to show that you served in the military. If you were charged with a case, it doesn't mean you will not go through, but you have to show the court letters.
Yeah.
If you were divorced, you have to bring the documents that show that you are divorced. Yeah.
And some of you have work where you have maybe resigned or not. So sometimes you need work experience letter because they can ask you something about it, and there is certain times where work will be necessary to help you to get that green card. For example, I've seen several cases where somebody has O level without A level, but he has work experience which by Americans is needed. They can take it. For example, a nurse, you diverted from secondary level of education, Form 5, to nursing course, or to teaching course, or to any mechanic courses, and you have evidence to prove that you are a mechanic or you're a nurse, you're somebody who can be important to the American economy. So those kind of professions. There is also somebody who was a CEO who was owning his own company. He showed evidence and he was granted a visa due to the fact that
he's an entrepreneur.
he's an entrepreneur. So there are certain cases you might ask us, if I don't have my education, what can I use? So use such scenarios to let that scenarios we have told you about to guide you through. Is there anything, or we'll make it a day?
Yeah, the thing is like this. If you have a high school degree, high school diploma, you don't need experience. But if you don't have a high school certificate, then you have to show 2 years of work experience, doing something that can be trained. Like they have to train you so that you do that job, not any casual work where you just bump on the site and start working. You have to show proof that you are trained to do this job and you have attained experience for 2 years or more.
In our next video, we're gonna talk about why you don't need to sell your property, why you don't need to resign from your job once you are selected. You have to know this, why you don't need to do any kind of commitment when you're selected. Some of you overexcited and you feel
Excitement of being selected, yeah.
You resign from UAE, you resign from South Africa, from the job where you have been earning a living. I'm going to give you my example, how I resigned and I ended up losing everything once I was selected in 2020. But due to COVID, I did not get visa. I ended up in Uganda without anything. But God gave me another chance in 2022, which I used to come here.
Yeah.
That's why you may ask me that you're saying you did not, you lost everything. I lost my dvlottery, but I'd resigned from work from UAE, which I'd not planned. As in, when I got selected, that's when I resigned, thinking I will definitely fly to America in few months from then. But right now, that is, you're gonna find all that in our next video.
Okay.
Bye bye.